I'm going to do a super brief tutorial, I hope, on what it's like being a parent with a child in Connexus. I did a student view login, and now I'm going to do the parent view login. So every parent has their own personal login. I should say we've been gone for a week. We were traveling with my husband on a business trip, and in the course of a week, I've accrued 23 emails, and that's totally typical. In your email, they will flag things that you have to read, and they also will give you assessment feedbacks, because every time your child gets an assessment, they link it in your email, even though you can also access that through their grade book. So going into the home view, you can see that if they have a must-read email, that's the very first thing that comes up. So, and then it takes me back. Big Brother. Like with any school, sometimes they have to send out mandatory notifications. So that's what those flagged emails kind of cover. Because we have not been here for a week, my daughter is in alarm. You can see that she still has B average overall. It shows me that she has 13 overdue lessons. It shows me that she has 14 lessons pending approval. So let's run through really quickly the things that you would have to do. So lessons pending approval. I need to come in and just mark that she's completed them. It doesn't make a difference if I look at the lesson or not. She's already completed it. We can't change any of the answers, but it lets them know that I'm at least acknowledging what she has done with her work, because I am her learning coach. Click save. Now these are all of the lessons that are overdue. So I can go back home. The other thing that I do as a learning coach is I record attendance. Now some parents get stressed out about this the very first day of school and they don't know how to record attendance, but actually they suggest you wait until the morning after so that you can count, full hours. It's past her bedtime. I don't think she's going to be waking up to do her homework, so I'm comfortable recording attendance tonight as opposed to tomorrow morning. Like I said, we were gone last week, so I have to go in, pick the days that we were gone to view and record attendance for those days. Okay, so now I'm looking at the 12th through the 16th, and this school doesn't work exactly like a brick and mortar school because you have set holidays in a brick and mortar school, but on Connexus, the online academy, you also have vacation days that you can use just randomly. And if I remember, you have about 7 vacation days in the course of the year. So I got to record that week. It was a lot of VVV, and she did do one of her live lessons. Obviously, you're not always going to be on vacation. Your student can work throughout the entire week, Sunday through Saturday. You just put in the number of hours that you know that your child worked. You include PE in that as well. So honestly, it's kind of subjective because folding laundry can be considered PE, or playing with a sibling can be considered PE. So the number of hours that you put in, totally subjective in some ways. At the beginning of the school year, they have you do trainings. Their trainings don't help a whole lot, to be perfectly honest. It might kind of get your feet wet and familiarize you with the look of their website, but when it comes to practical learning, one 15-minute video isn't going to have you knowing exactly what to do. And then they also continue to have these things to do throughout the rest of the year, and they have little support classes and stuff like that, and I've taken enough education courses that I really just ignore it. As a parent also, you need to run your child's scheduler. Sometimes the way the course is set up, it doesn't actually follow the syllabus or the course of progress, and I've had a child work ahead in a class and then it starts causing problems, and they'll tell you, you can work ahead, But several teachers don't actually let you work ahead, and when you start to, they'll say, well, you need to rerun the scheduler and wait until everything gets caught up and you're back on track with the rest of the class. There's my one child, and I click next. I'm not actually going to run her scheduler, but I can fill in what I need to on her calendar so that she's aware of it when she logs into her calendar. I can go and set the start date for a different date so it'll reschedule from a previous date or a later date. Anyway, I'm not actually going to run her schedule because that would mess everything up. But when you are starting out, they will tell you to run the scheduler maybe once or twice in the first week. In the amount of time I've been doing this tutorial, it has flagged the scheduler saying that we need to rerun the scheduler, and that's probably because she is a week behind. The teachers are good about communicating via webmail, and there are certain crunch times when it may take 2 days or so for them to respond, but generally they do respond within about a 24-hour period. So as a parent, you can run the scheduler, and basically what that does is it auto-populates the lessons that your child needs to do for the rest of the school year. So looking at the planner, once you've run the scheduler, then your planner has been populated. You have the day view, the week view, and the month view. So you can see she got all of her work done before we went on the trip, and now she is getting caught up on all of this work that she didn't do while we were gone. Plus, she has all of the work that she needs to do for this week. This planner will let you know when your child has a test, a practice, a quiz, or a portfolio. If you see a little number in parentheses, that lets you know how many days your child has to do that portfolio, even though really time is flexible to a certain degree within a certain number of weeks. We missed 1 week and she's in alarm, so that'll give you an idea of how much flexibility there is. When there's a green check by the lesson, that lets you know that that lesson is completed. The green bubbles show you the days that there are live lessons, and there are actually lessons where something needs to be mailed to the teacher, and this will let you know when the lesson has been modified. So the planner is actually really convenient for taking a quick view of what your child is doing that week. And then, of course, you can go in and look at your child's grade book just like your child would go in and look at his or her grade book. You have a learning coach message board. It would be really, really fun if this was your child's message board, but it's not. It's your message board. It talks about field trips and different support tutorials on how to help your child and different things like that. And then, of course, there's your webmail. And on each of your students, it will give the homeroom teacher's name, but you won't have access to a full list of their teachers unless you actually go into their account. So that's about it as far as parent responsibilities: recording attendance, checking off assignments, running the scheduler, and just being aware of what your child is doing in general. I hope it helped.